And if you don't know, 1983 through 1995 is when Pluto was in Scorpio. So if you were born during those years, you most likely are a millennial and you most likely have Pluto in Scorpio. But check your chart if you are, 1983 or 1995, you might be during the month where it transitioned into Sagittarius or from out of Libra. So anyways, or Virgo, because it was going back and forth. But anyways, moving. This message is for the Pluto and Scorpio generation. Mainly belongs to millennials. 1983 to 1995 is the year that Pluto was in Scorpio. So if you were born during those years, you belong to that generation. So this is the download I was receiving for this particular generation, Pluto and Scorpio generation. This week specifically, well, technically for the entire year, it's been this energy and it will continue to be this energy for the rest of the year, but it's going to intensify this week, especially with the moon in Scorpio, this need to evolve. We are in a constant state of evolution, in a constant state of becoming. And this is for everybody, for, all people, no matter the generations. We are all in a state of constantly becoming. We are always changing. That's the only thing you can know for sure will always happen, is change. That's why Scorpio is linked with birth, death, and rebirth. It's the transformations that we all will experience someday at one point in life and in death. It's always a state of becoming. And with this particular generation, the Pluto and Scorpio generation, this week will be even more intense than it has ever been before. And this year is really going to be a breaking point, a breakthrough type of moment in our generation, in which we will have to release certain things that we have buried in our conscious mind, in our subconscious minds, and we have succumbed to, we have allowed it to overcome us and become a limitation, an obstacle, a blockage, something that holds us back. And we came here, we incarnated here during that time, specifically in those years, to have that energy of Pluto and Scorpio, because we needed to empower our souls for whatever reason. Everyone's going to have their different reasonings, but all of us, it all comes down to an empowerment of our souls to do something that's going to transform this world. Each and every one of us, each and every piece that we add will change this world. That's why we had to come and go through all the things we went through in order to be strong enough to do what we got to do. So this week is really going to be a trying week. We are really going to be facing our shadow selves. We're really going to be facing the limitations that we have placed upon ourselves, as well as allowed other people to place upon us. And we're going to be breaking through. There's no other way. Either you're going to stay in the stagnation, which ultimately leads to death, death of ambitions, death of motivation, death of movement forward, right? Or you're going to say, all right, I'm going to take the time to reflect upon things, to really get to the bottom of it, of the why, not so that I could, self-sabotage or, the woe is me, not to sit in that type of energy, but to figure it out, right? To investigate our inner selves so that we can become more self-aware of why things happen the way they happen, why we participated in those actions, in those habits, in those environments, and then say, okay, if I'm going to have this transformation and if I'm going to level up in spirit and in truth, that means I have to let some things go. So with that being said, I'm going to get to the oracle. I'm going to go through all 12 signs. I already pulled the main oracle card for y'all, but I'll dive a little bit deeper for each and every sign. And let's get to it. So Aries, if you are an Aries sun, moon, rising, and you are a part of the Pluto Scorpio generation, this is your card. 35, divination. The guides, the tree spirits, the Ogham. So off rip, you need to go back out and be in nature. Maybe you haven't spent enough time in nature. You used to do so, but you haven't done in recent periods of time, and now it's time to get back into nature and get back to really tapping in with self. You also may have tried some new forms of divination, especially with that being there, and Spirit is saying that's great, but more importantly, tap in with your ancestors. Tap in with them because they have so much wisdom and knowledge to share with you, and they really want to direct you in some type of way. Also, check in with the doctor. I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm just saying that it's leaning towards that. I'm seeing apples and in this picture. And so with that, it's saying check in with your doctor. Make sure your health is where it needs to be. There may be a need to change your diet or do a detox, some type of apple cider vinegar type of detox. And also feminine health or just your reproductive health. That also deals with Scorpio 8th house energy. Is the reproductive system and organs. So make sure you're getting your checkups. Make sure you are, staying clean. And I'm not just saying clean like, take a shower. I'm saying clean like energy clean, not linking up with certain type of people who have certain type of energies that could, attach themselves to you through sex. All right. Anything else for Aries? You have the 4 of Cups, so there may be a feeling of loss, especially with the 5 of Cups and the 6 of Wands following it. So yeah, after a period of a lot of reflecting back upon a lot of losses, a lot of tears being shed during the nighttime when no one can watch you and see you, and having to deal with a lot of stuff, in behind closed doors, like people didn't know all the things that you were going through. You didn't really reveal it to a lot of people. Possibly a loss of friends and a loss of people who you always spent a lot of time with, and and what have you. But now is the time to reflect upon that and have some type of resolution with that in your heart, knowing that with all losses there will be gains, right? There will be a gain. And so you will be reunited with people who, once again, truly share your same values, same interests. Be aligned with people who are more like you and more in the same energy as you, Aries. And that's the truth with this Ace of Swords on the bottom. So moving forward to Taurus, we have the Morgan. The Morgan is power, courage. I can't talk. Courage, power, strength. Isn't that something? That is so you, Taurus. You are right next to Scorpio as far as the strongest 2 signs in the zodiac. So that definitely goes with your type of energy. And this is like a feminine strength coming through, which matches your energy as well, being an earth sign. But victory in something in particular, having the strength and courage to fight through something, a dark night of the soul type of energy, really having to push through. Yeah, I can't talk. Is there something where you need to push through, and as far as speaking your mind, as far as speaking up about something or something like that? With contemplation, thinking about whether or not you should share something with the world, share something with other people, share a gift with somebody. There's definitely contemplation with this 2 of Pentacles and 4 of Swords being present, but doing so is definitely going to be beneficial to you with this wheel of fortune right there, especially with this Justice right behind it, letting me know that yes, you can move forward with this situation, with this decision of yours. This is confirmation that however you feel truly in your heart, whether or not you should or shouldn't go with that, because that is the way you should go. And if you've been thinking about doing it, weighing your options and thinking about which way would be the fairest way to do it, yes, go with it. Go with your heart. Move forward and away from anything that makes you feel like you need to clump up inside or withhold something from yourself or not say something. Spirit is saying, let that go. That's a subconscious block that somebody or something has put upon you, and you're breaking free from that, and you have the courage to speak up about something or just talk, Okay, so moving forward to Gemini, you got 12, surrender, let go, freedom, flow. So you definitely might have been seeing quite a few butterflies, dragonflies, things just flying about, catching your attention. That's the ancestors getting your attention, giving you signs and messages about certain things. Make sure to pay attention to what you're thinking about. What you're thinking about when those signs pop up, because that's letting you know something. That's giving you confirmation about something that you either need to let go, or you are going to be soon receiving freedom from this particular situation, or a situation or people who feel like that you feel like are got you bound or in some type of way. Let's see, what does Gemini need to surrender and let go of so that this transformation can take place? Wow, for Gemini. 8 of Wands. So that was the message. Yeah, you're going to get a message really, really soon that's going to basically have you having to make a decision about something. It's in regards to family. It may be a brother or a sibling or a cousin, first cousin type of situation, where you're going to have to make a decision on whether or not you're going to leave them, which might make them feel a certain type of way. They might feel abandoned or feel like you turned your back on them in some type of way, but it's not the case. It's just more so of you are moving forward in life. You are wanting to go deeper into some type of studies, some type of something. You want to really elevate in life, and you don't want to keep doing the same old things that you've been doing before, because you're not getting anywhere, and you know this, and it's time for change. And so you're going to be receiving a letter really, really soon. You already know it's coming. You already know this new beginning is coming. You're very aware of it, but now it's really, really time to get ready, get prepared to make that move and make that change in your world. And it may require moving, like actually moving to a new location, which might create tension within your family or within a group of people who surround you. Hidden enemies type of energy, having to get away from that, Gemini. Moving forward to Cancer, you got the pentagram, 27, protection, balance, and unity. Okay, so are you changing it up and trying something new, Cancer, in regards to your spirituality and to how you view or your perspective on spirituality? Either way, you are possibly uniting with someone in particular who is very different from your normal get down when it comes to your how you practice. Or there may be some tension between you and this person, and you having to receive messages that you weren't quite ready to go with. Change, right? You might be very new when it comes to something, learning something new, or being an amateur at something and slowly growing in that particular. Wow, we got a plane going past. Sorry, y'all. But yeah, you're going to be uniting with somebody who's going to really help you come out of this, like, I won't say mode of hiding, but more so of they're going to make you feel more confident in your spiritual prowess and what you do know as far as spirituality and your intuition, because you do have a strong intuition. You are Cancer, but you may be holding yourself back in the sense that you don't really believe in your power, and someone's going to come and really help you have movement when it comes to really being confident in whatever it is, your intuition and your ability to make decisions on things, as well as you possibly going to be experiencing a major spiritual awakening coming soon. That's going to make you move away from certain things that you find pleasure in, but it's not going to help you elevate in the way that you need to elevate. And it's also going to keep you away from abundance that should be yours. So, yeah, some unity is coming. Somebody's coming, but most definitely an end of a cycle. Moving on to Leo, we have 10, tree spirit, strength, growth, stability. So definitely something changing within the family. It could also be something changing within your career or business, or something, an organization that you might be a part of that, you know, you work for in some type of way. There's going to be growth or promotion in some type of way, whether it just be promotion in position, promotion in what you make, or you are starting a family. Yeah, you might be starting a family. Let's see. But Spirit is saying you are strong enough to make this transition, whatever it may be. There may be an ending of a particular family dynamic. You may be blending families or something along that line. There may have also been something that happened that tests your emotional strength, maybe a loss in the family. Let's see, what does Leo need to let go of for this transformation to happen smoothly in their life? Whew. Yeah. So yeah, there may have been a loss, and there may have been some greedy individuals within your midst. Learning how to not be so generous with your time, your energy, and your energy. You know, you have a great energy. You bring a lot of optimism and lightness, not in the same capacity as Sagittarius, but more so in a warmth that you bring. And it's time to be a little bit more stingy with your energy, with this Four of Pentacles being here, as well as this Page of Wands, as well as this Ten of Wands. It's more so of, yeah, you need to conserve your energy because, you know, you got a lot of energy vampires who are around, and they're taking away a lot of your yeah, they're depleting you of energy. You know, it could be family. They're taking you off balance, and they're also messing with your intuition. So it's really changing your environment to fit where you are going in life. And it gives you emotional stability, because it seems like it's a lot of chaos and something that's completely sapping you of energy, and it's time for you to change environments. Okay, Leo. Going on to Virgo, blue, depressed, isolated, help. That's along the negative aspects of Virgo. You know, that's the hermit energy, where you can have self-isolation, which is actually helpful at certain times. But then there's also times where you feel, you just feel isolated, and you don't know why. You're surrounded by people. People are all around you, but you still feel alone. Like people, you can't really express what's going on in your world. You have the Seven of Cups and the Seven of Swords. So yeah, it's like you're keeping certain things to yourself about what's going on. You're not sharing it with the people who are around you, the groups who are around you, your friends or your family or people at work. You're really keeping a lot of stuff to yourself, primarily because you're determined to do something to make a change in your world. You know, you need to make a choice, maybe a change in employment, or how you yeah, you're really thinking about doing something all on your own, being to yourself, being a solo artist, being a solo whatever. Maybe thinking about changing to become a freelancer or something like that, of not stop working with other people. That may be something that you are really considering doing, and feeling like, okay, I need to do this, but you're doing it silently. You're maybe being kind of sneaky with it, not really telling people about all the options you have available to you, because you may be concerned about people getting meddling in your energy and messing up these opportunities that are available to you. And so you're really trying to be fair and use your intuition as far as like, okay, should I reveal this to this person or not? And then doing so, you know, according to what your intuition tells you. because you really want to make a change in what you're doing in your life. Okay, and that's good. Keep doing that. And if you're not doing that, that was your sign to start doing that. Okay. All right, so moving forward to Libra. For Libra, if you're Libra, sun, moon, rising, Pluto in Scorpio generation, you have number 15, master of the hunt, speed, masculinity, and flow. Tapping into your masculine energy of basically pushing forward, moving forward, using your strength, using, your aggression towards building whatever you're trying to build, towards whatever ambition that you have in life, and really just pulling out that energy out of self in order to accomplish whatever it may be. But remember to always keep things balanced, Libra. Balance in the sense where you know when to slow it down. When you're moving too fast, you're moving hastily, and you're probably going to be, making decisions way too hastily. As well as when we can't wait all day for you to make a decision. You need to make it now. We have parameters. We have a time, limit. We got a schedule we need to stick to, and you need to be on top of it. So having a balance of knowing when to slow down and knowing when to, I need to do this right now. I need to take this leap right now. So for Libra, what does Libra need to know in accordance to their Pluto and Scorpio transitionings that are happening right now? Also, the moon is going to be in Scorpio during this time. So that's why it's so intense, because it came after that new moon. So we're going into a major new beginnings coupled with this eclipse that's coming up. So that's why it's so intense right now, as far as making the decisions you need to be making now and making the actions that you need to be taking now. And for you, Libra, this is extremely intense. I think you're the only one who got this many major arcana so far. We have the Ace of Pentacles, so definitely a gift or a new opportunity, a money-making opportunity. Something is coming through. It doesn't have to be material. It could be a new family member or something like that. It's just something new coming in that's physical, that's tangible, that's something you can touch type of thing. It also could be a spiritual gift as well, with this Death card, which is the card of Scorpio, number 13. So you could be seeing a lot of 13s, 113s, a lot, or 12s, because we have the Hanged Man. So a changing of perspective in order to make the adaptations that you need to make in life, to adapt accordingly to life. There needs to be some shift of your perspective, some type of shift in how you perceive the world. You may have been only perceiving it through a more religious lens, or the lens that other people have imposed upon you, and you may be breaking free from that and ending that, so that you can receive the gift of sight beyond the physical, beyond the mundane. And yes, pushing forward with a determination that no one can stop you, with this Queen of Wands right here. So having clarity on what you need to, release, and what you need to continue manifesting in your life in order to reach that abundance and reach that happiness that you are here to obtain. And not just making those decisions that are hard. They're very difficult decisions to let certain people, certain places, and certain things go. But you are making that decision, and it may, for a time being, you will need to put some money away to get ready for this move, to get ready for this transition that you are experiencing. Because it's going to be a lot of heartbreak. There are going to be people who are going to be disappointed that they're not going to have access to you like they once did. And that's okay, because you're moving up in the world. So who cares? Real quick, and you're the only person I did this for. Wow. Switched right to it. Master of the Hunt. The Master of the Hunt made himself known to me at the time I encountered the white stag. Were they one and the same? I am not sure, for they appeared as separate entities, but somehow I felt they were one. He didn't reveal his name to me, and the more I researched him, I understand why. The horned man has been seen in many locations in many timelines. Therefore, depending on where you originated, you will know him by the name given to him there. He may be known as Kronios, Hern the Hunter, the Horned God. Lord, he got a lot of names. Anyways, the imagery I saw was him running through the forest with such skill as though he knew every rock, every dip, every tree. He was part of the forest. He looked at me with a smirk and a nod as he ran. He didn't need to look where he was going. It was just pure flow. He then approached me and hugged me. As like the white stag, he saw that I was weary. I lay my head on his shoulder in the embrace of someone who cared and wanted to lend his strength. On drawing this card, the master of the hunt is asking, where have you stepped out of flow? Are you feeling supported and flowing in what you are doing in your life? Or are you facing resistance and exhaustion? You see, you cannot be in complete flow if there is some part of your life that is residing in resistance. Resistance can come in many forms. Do you hate your job and cringe every time you have to head to work? Is there something in your life you have to do that brings your energy levels down, or people you have in your life that block your creativity? You might even develop pains in your body, especially your neck, where you are holding all this tension because of these issues, which is a physical manifestation of the block in your life, equaling resistance. If you can become more aware of these blockages in your life, you then look at how to change them and ask, what do I truly want? If you are stuck in a job you don't like, you must shift your self-talk about it to something more positive and less permanent. You might say to yourself, I am grateful for my job because it is getting me to where I need to be. Then it is time to go after what you do want and become the master of the hunt. Hunt out exactly what is necessary to get you where you need to be. Allowing ourselves to shift the negative talk around what we don't want can help us shift into a vibrational match of what we do want, which creates flow. Don't be afraid to reach out and ask for support and the strength of those around you. You might have exhausted yourself by being in a situation you don't like or pushing too hard to make something work, when you really need to remove your roadblocks first and allow the flow to take you where you need to be. All right, Libra, you're the only one I'm going to do that for because that was long. That was a lot right there. All right, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Pluto, and Scorpio generation. If you are a Scorpio from that generation, this is your reading to help you through this period. So you had the Oak Guardian, Threshold, Answers, Open Mind. So you may be blocking out certain types of thoughts, certain types of people when you already know what they're talking about. You already know, what type of people they are. You may be blocking them out. You may also be only telling the truth right now. So certain people might not be really liking the truth that you are spilling or the answers that you are giving to their questions. And Spirit may also be saying it's time to have an open mind and share what you know, share about your life experiences, share about your truths, and you have a certain type of authority over the mind. Scorpio rules over psychology, right? So you really are good with your words. You're really good with your mind. You're very intelligent, and you really work well with other people, and you have a story to tell. And Spirit is really saying, like, you are the leader of this new era. You are the leader of this crew, and you have broken through a lot of change, psychological chains, right? Just really on you, really people trying to place that on you, people trying to place certain type of ideologies on you They're projections of who you are, and you have been defending yourself from these projections for quite some time. And now Spirit is saying you're finally going to have a change of energy coming your way, and it's really going to empower you to make certain moves and move forward in life for this new beginning that you are experiencing. Also, a lot of you are coming into union with people. Could be romantic. It also could be a partnership, just simply a financial partnership that's really going to move your business forward and move your social standing, social status forward, where you're going to be leaving the old you behind, and you're going to be becoming someone who is a teacher, someone who is an influencer, someone who really brings in and ushers in a new way of just thinking, of way of being, where you evolve. You're really going to be a leader in this situation. I see a lot of you gaining a lot of attention, a lot of fame, and a new working situation, a new project, or just a new perspective on life. But a lot of you are going to experience a lot of growth in your career, in your status, your social status, as well as new projects are definitely coming your way. Just continue speaking your truth. Some of you are going to be having new partnerships or getting married very soon. But it's going to be an end to a lot of stuff. But you have to change environments, and you also have to start speaking life into your situation and being open to new situations, new people, new environments, new ways of being. Okay, new perspectives. Okay, yours. The certain types of thought processes, certain types of perspectives you have had in the past, they are evolving, they are transforming, they are changing. And Spirit is saying, be okay with that flow, be flexible in that. You don't have to accept any and everything, of course not, but be okay with change. And some of it might be some stuff that you need to leave behind, certain ways of thinking you need to leave behind and close the door on. Okay, so moving forward to Sagittarius, we have 22 Bloodawoo. I don't even know what that is. All I see is an owl and some other stuff. Wisdom, power, transformation. So a lot of you guys are going back to school. A lot of you guys are transforming all of your life experiences and all the stuff that you already know, all the stuff you've already studied, all the stuff that you've already, information and knowledge that you have gained, and you are transforming it into wisdom that you are sharing with the world, particularly people in your family, people in your local environment, people in your neighborhood, people in your community. You are becoming a sage in your community. Sagittarius, you're leaving a lot of stuff behind. You're leaving old people. 3 of Cups with the 8 of Cups, you're leaving a lot of old people behind. Groups that weren't really on the same vibration as you, didn't have the same values as you, wasn't as determined as you to change your world. They were very stingy when it comes to not just money, but information, when it comes to just being loving energy. They're kind of cold-hearted. They're kind of like prudes, but not in the like, oh, okay, you're trying to be, I don't know, celibate or something. Like, no, they're just prudes. They, you're just realizing that you are, it's just not the group or environment you really want to belong to anymore. You really want to elevate up out of that. Very similar to Gemini, so you two may be mirroring each other in this situation in which you're determined to get out of a certain type of cycle. You're determined to move forward and leave those groups of people behind in the dust, because they're not helping you move into a better place for yourself. You may have overcome some type of addiction or some type of obsession that you may have had, or just simply you just feel stagnant, like you really need to move forward from these people, because they are very immature. They're not trying to grow up, and they're gossipy, you know what I'm saying? Like they gossipy. Weird energy coming from that. And you have too much wisdom to offer to be sitting there giving, basically tossing out pearls to swine type of situation. You need to elevate your environment, Sagittarius. Moving forward, with the Six of Swords. Yeah, we moving forward, all right. To Capricorn, you got 19, She of the Woods, peace, connection, home. All right, so you really want to establish yourself, set roots, stop feeling like you're always moving about, always moving. Like you really want to root yourself and ground yourself and have peace where you live, have peace in your home. There may be a lot of clutter or things that you need to get rid of and put away. Yeah, stuff you need to get rid of from the past, childhood trauma, childhood triggers, childhood pain, or just things that happened in the past, and it feels like the recent past. Then you got the devil right underneath that. So yeah, some type of obsessive energy, controlling energy, just a dark, dingy type of energy, and you're really wanting to move forward into the sun where you have clarity, happiness, peace, and joy. And you're basically taking judgment on what you need to do next, as well as who you need to be investing into, who and what you need to be investing into, and what you need to withhold from, what you do not need to invest into. There may have been some things that happened that made you feel like you're at a loss, right? A lot of fives. You may feel like you're at a loss because of a tricky situation with another group of people that you had to walk away from. They weren't really honest and truthful with you. If anything, they depleted you of a lot of energy and put you in a situation where you don't know where your luck is coming from. But don't worry, things are going to change. You're in a lot of, you have to change your mind right now, because if you're in a lack, scarcity, oh, I got to hold on to it type of mindset, you're not going to be freed enough and in the flow enough to receive any type of newness, any type of abundance that could come your way to replenish what was lost. Your manifestation is going to be off. So you need to release some of that need to control an outcome, the need to control a situation, the need to control anything. You need to release and let go. And go maybe be in the woods somewhere. Go to nature and be in nature so that you can feel more at home and peaceful. Moving on to Aquarius, you got the crone, fairy godmother, wisdom, future, and truth. Ain't that something? Kind of reminds me of you, since Aquarius, you are traditionally ruled by, or like I say, personal planet ruled by Saturn, and then your actual ruling planet is Uranus, which is the planet of surprise, change, sudden events, and big events. But Saturn deals with time. So the crone is a semblance of time passing forward, and the wisdom gained from that time. As well as the future, which is you, Aquarius. You are very future thinking, future forward. You also know a lot about the future and what is. Okay, Aquarius, that thing cut off on me. But yeah, you got the crone. So with the crone, Aquarius, this type of energy is saying that yes, you are wise, you are very thoughtful, and you know a lot of stuff. But you have to remember that not everybody wants your advice, and sometimes you don't need to give your advice to certain people. You don't need to give that information, especially for Pentacles. You need to withhold certain knowledge and information. We know you are the water bearer, and you always want to spread your knowledge, which is beautiful. It's a wonderful thing to be a teacher, but there's certain things you need to withhold because the person is either not ready or they don't want to receive it. So why are you wasting your breath? And a lot of you are coming to that point now where you recognize you don't need to prove your knowledge. You don't need to prove that you are very capable, that you are very knowledgeable, that you are very intelligent, whatever. You don't need to prove any of that because you've already done it. You've already put in the work. Eight of Pentacles type of energy. It's more so this is the time to receive, okay? So whether it's receiving information and more knowledge, which we are always learning more and more things, or it might be a time to just sit back and observe people for who and what they are and what they know. How these two same ones came out for Capricorn. So it may be a Capricorn involved in a situation, or you just might be tapping into your Saturn energy, where it's the energy of family coming, bringing family together, but also walking away from certain people, places, and things that have, their time is up, right? It's over and done with. You've had those experiences. You can't learn anything more or anything new from these people or from these places and environments. It's time to change and walk away in order to meet your new crew type of energy. Then you got the devil right underneath that. Yes, it's time to change. You have many options available to you. You have a gift. You know the truth about all these people, all these situations, all, like, you have done the work as far as delving deep into why becoming vulnerable with self without allowing your strength to be depleted, or to think yourself as weak, right? Not having to, I gotta show you. No, you don't have to show anybody. You don't. You're strong, right? You are enlightened. You are very wise, the hermit. And you're moving on to something new. What's that saying? If you're the smartest one in the room, you need to find another room. Aquarius, you're the smartest one. Okay, it's time to find another room. It's time to be challenged so that you can grow. The Empress. Okay? It's more than just abundance. It's also growth. It's time for you to grow. And you can't grow in this space anymore. So that's why the Tower is coming. To move you up out with that Mars energy. So that you can do what you came here to do, which is sign. I can't even say it, because that's just how powerful this moment is for you, Aquarius, with this moon underneath. You shine in the darkness. Okay? You are not our sun, this solar system sun. You're not our solar. You're the distant star. So you're going to shine no matter what. Even in the darkness. Some truths, some information is hidden. And it may have caused you a lot of heartbreak, a lot of stress. 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords, 10 of Cups, maybe family involved. Things done in the secret, High Priestess. Energy vampires. 9 of Cups and 9 of Wands, y'all. Aquarius, you've been through a lot. You've been through a lot. And Spirit sees you. Spirit sees you. Everybody's going to see you. Because you were meant to shine. Okay? I love you, Aquarius. Okay? You can make it through this. Alright? Let go of any and everything from the past. It's time to move forward into your new beginning. Alright? Moving forward to Pisces now. Alright. Also, intuitive downloads for you, Aquarius. Lots of intuitive downloads. So for you, Pisces, I got two cards. You're the only one that got 2 cards. And it was funny because I shuffled a lot, right, to get to you. And you got 18 and 17. You know? Crazy. So sequence. But also a continuance that never ends, right? Always becoming, right? So you got the Weavers, fate, manifestation, decisions. You might have been seeing a lot of spiders, a lot of pentagrams, as well as 555, 999, 888. You got the celestial, cosmos, creation, spiral. Okay? So yes, we have a cycle. Cycling. Are you going to break free from the cycle? You never break free from cycling, because we always have another cycle we can go into, right? But are you going to break free from this cycle that you've been in for long enough to move into another cycle that may be a lot more better, a lot more funner, a lot more fulfilling, a lot more positive. Cycles. Pisces. The Hermit. Page of Cups. Psychic knowing. Spiritual enlightenment. Moving forward. You got that 9. So yeah, seeing lots of 9s. Your intuition is growing. There's information that you are receiving. Yes. But there are people that you must let go of in order to fully receive this upgrade that is available to you. Yes. You are holding on to them way too tight, 4 of Pentacles. And it's stopping you from moving forward in your gifts, in your talents, in your career, in your creativity, in your imagination. There's a war of words being had. Words from outside people upon you, as well as whatever words you speak upon yourself. Are you speaking positivity and life into your world? Are you creating the world you want to live in, the reality you want to exist in, by first speaking it into existence? Or are you continuing that same cycle of, I can't, it won't happen for me. Life sucks. It's so all bad things on the mind. What's on your mind? Because that's what you're manifesting. Okay? You need to find the strength within yourself, Pisces, to overcome any possessiveness, obsessions, addictions. It's time to make that final judgment to say enough is enough. I want to be cleared from all this. I want to be happy. I want to have joy. I want what I want in my life. And I'm not going to want something according to anybody else's influence upon me. This is something that I am investing in for myself, to build myself up enough to have self-reliance, to be self-reliant, to have independence and strength and stability, emotional stability. You must move away from certain people, particularly in your family. There's also a need to move away from a certain type of career that you may have been thinking about or thinking you should go into. Maybe you think, you're going to get money, whatever. But it's a moving away from something, whether family or career-wise, that's not in alignment with where you're going. It's only going to bring more heartache and pain with this 3 of Swords. Okay? That's all it's going to bring. But you have something else. You need to go back to your thoughts of when you were a child and there was something that you used to do that brought you so much enjoyment. You felt so good doing it. And you need to go back to that. Okay, Pisces? And, yeah, I'm tired. I love y'all, Pisces. And I love each and every one of everybody else. We gonna make it, all right? Until then, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.